Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Skull of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we just kind of did some odds and ends. Yep. I think the first thing we did is went to Blue Sentinel Targray, just to check to see if he had any new stuff for us after the Undead Crypt, but nope, he did not. In fact, he won't have anything new for us because we're not able to do his Covenant. And in order to do the Blue Sentinel Covenant, you need to be online, get summoned as a Blue Sentinel, and kill Red Phantom invaders. And I think it's 1,000, kill 1,000 Red Phantom invaders. And considering Dark Souls 2 is not quite as populated as it once was, that could probably take a long time, if at all. So, since there is another way to get the Covenant rewards from, or at least there's another way to get the Covenant rewards, but it'll require us to go to New Game Plus. But since there's that other option, we decided to kill Targray. Yeah, because that's the only way. That's the only other way to get his weapon and armor set is to kill him. So we killed him. He drops his weapon. I think it's the Blue Sentinel halberd. I think is what it's called. Really cool looking halberd, but again, it's a halberd, so it has that sweet spot mechanic, and it's hit or miss. But yeah, he dropped his weapon, and Malencia back at Majula will sell his armor. So we did buy his armor between episodes, so we do have that. And then after that, we did the Crushed Eye Orb event, which is, you go down to where Lycia of Lindent is at, and then you get a message. The Crushed Eye Orb stirs. Yeah, it's basically telling you that the nearby NPC is a traitor, because the Crushed Eye Orb is looking for traitors, and apparently she's one. Yep. Yeah, so then we used the Crushed Eye Orb, invaded her. It's kind of weird. She's in our world, but she's not. I don't know how it works, but we invaded her world, I guess, or did something. So we spawned as like a Red Phantom invader, and then we fought Lycia of Lindent. Yep. She can be a hard fight. She has a lot of health. She can heal herself. She does throw lightning spears pretty quickly, as well as Wrath of the Gods, which is a powerful AoE spell, but luckily, you can block the Wrath of the Gods if you have a 100% physical shield, because Wrath of the Gods just does physical damage, so she realizes that particular move, but other than her big health bar and the fact that she can heal, she's not super difficult, but yeah. So we fought her, took her down, and then by killing her, we get her, by invading her, we get the Rotunda Stone, which is the key to rotate the little walls. Soothing Sunlight, which is a wider range heal spell. Her chime and her armor set, the Saint set. So we already had her Saint set and her chime because we had 30 faith when we talked with her, but we also got the Rotunda Stone, which we can also get by killing her normally. But the unique item from that invasion is the Soothing Sunlight. Yeah. In fact, if you read the description of Soothing Sunlight, it said it was stolen from the Linden Monastery. The fact that she had it means she stole it, and that was the treacherous act on her part. Yep. Hence why she's probably titled the Nameless Usurper when she invades. Yeah, because she is Nameless Usurper. Yeah, because if you do kill her before those invasions won't happen. So that's another link between those two. And also, since we did kill her, her armor set is also available to buy from Malencia. Malencia sells her armor set as well, just like if you killed her normally. So you can get 3 copies of the Saint set in one playthrough, which is kind of weird. Or, not weird, it's just, that's a lot of times you can get it. But, yep, so that was it for that little interaction. And then the next thing we did is we went to the Forest of Fallen Giants to unlock the first King's Door. Yeah, it's the King's Door just past the bonfire where Malencia first was. I think it's what it's called, the Cardinal Tower bonfire. Yep. And so from the Cardinal Tower bonfire, the ladder down, and across the way, where we have to use the soldier's key to unlock the door, we found the went through that king's door. Yep. There's no enemies beyond it. There's a bonfire. There's another giant tree that we'll interact with it later. Yep. And the only other things in that little area is 2 Twinkly Titanite and Fragrant Branch of Yore, as well as Prism Stones. Yep. So those are the only things you can get through that door. But we went and grabbed the bonfire early just to have it ready. So when we do get the Ashen Mist Heart, we can go straight to that little giant and do that little memory. But that's going to be for another episode. So, but it's ready for us, so we can just go there whenever we need to. Yep. And then the last thing we did is we went to the King. Hold on. It's called King's Gate. Yep. Well, proper name. Yep. Went down to the King's Gate bonfire. Went and opened up that king's door. Yep. From the bonfire, if you head out, hit left, there should be a king's door. Yep. We went through that door, which will lead us to the Throne of Wants, which is the end game arena, or the final boss arena for the base game. Yeah, but there is a boss fight there already. It's the Throne Watcher, Throne Defender. Yep. So I did decide to do that fight early because I didn't want to do back-to-back boss fights at the end. I'd rather just get one of them out of the way so I can do with 2 of them. Although the 2 other fights aren't particularly hard, but I'd rather not do 3 boss fights in a row if I can avoid it. But yep. Also, another reason why I did it early is so I could see if I can summon Benhart of Jugo, because he could be summoned for Throne Watcher, Throne Defender, and it should count towards his 3 summons for his NPC quest line. So we went down there. We could summon Benhart of Jugo, and we did. And then we took on Throne Watcher, Throne Defender. Yep. They're not super hard. Having Benhart there make it a bit easier just to split aggro, so we could focus on one of them at a time. But if he's not there, it would just take a bit longer. Would have been more defensive. But yep. So we did eventually beat him, and their little gimmick is that even if you do reduce one of their health bars to nothing, they won't immediately die. They'll kind of go into a down state, and their partner can go over and revive them to full health. So it's one of those fights where you have to kind of whittle down their health bars evenly, so you get them down low enough where you can kill them in like 2 or 3 hits, just to prevent them from running over and reviving their comrade. So we kind of try to do that, but yeah. We just kind of used I think we used our claymore and lightning resin and just kind of beat them up. And so we did defeat them, got their souls. Yep. And I think the last thing we did was we actually went back to the Forest of Fallen Giants, past the Pursuer boss arena, and that's where Benhart of Jugo is at. Yep. Because I think once you talk to him in the castle, you summon him for the Looking Glass Knight, he'll actually move to the Forest of Giants. So we went there, talked with him. He talked about how, his sword, how it's a special sword, requires a special person to unlock its powers, and told us not to get any bright ideas, try and get his hands on it, because he will not. Basically, if you want it, we have to pry it from his cold, dead hands, which we could do, but we'll do it the less violent way. Yep. So after we talked with him, he should show up in one of the giant memories for some reason. I don't know, but so we talked with him, and then we went down to Ornifex to check what we could get from the Throne Watcher Defender souls, which are their weapons and shields. We did get the Throne Defender shield, which I think is probably one of the better medium shields in the game. It's very good stability. It's 100% physical reduction. It's got some pretty good magic and fire negations. Okay with lightning and dark, but it's the 100% physical and the stability that we were really after. So we got the shield. I did upgrade it to max between episodes using our petrified dragon bones, but I don't really use boss weapons, to be honest. Not a lot of them, anyway. But and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's all we did last episode. Just some odds and ends. And between episodes, I did some more item farming. Well, upgrade materials in particular. Your twinkly Tinites, your Tinite chunks. Yep. So I went back to Shrine of Amon to get the twinkly Tinites. Back down to Black Gulch to get the chunks. I did that. With all the souls we got, I did buy out the armors. I bought Targray's armor set, Throne Watcher, Throne Defender armor set. I think I grabbed Felstaff as well. I had to buy it already. And then with my upgrade materials, upgraded again the Defender shield to max, the Throne Watcher armor here to max, the Black Hood, Black gloves here to max, upgraded our Uchi Katana I think to max, Manslayer to max, got these hide leggings to +9. I'm trying to think of what else I did. I think those were the main upgrades I did. I also bought out Chloanne for her upgraded stones. Yeah, I bought all of her chunks that she had, her slab that she had, her Twinkly Tinites and Petrified Dragon Bones that she had. I bought all those out as well. And I think that was it, really. I just bought some stuff, farmed for upgrade materials, upgraded some various armors and weapons. I don't think I leveled up at all. I think maybe if I did, it was probably like once or twice to get our faith to 55. Oh, I also went back into Forest of Giants to farm the Flame Salamanders for... I only went down there in order to get another copy of Great Fireball and Fire Orb. Because the Salamanders down there can drop Fireball, Fire Orb, and Great Fireball. So they can drop those Pyromancies. So if you want more copies of them, you have to go fight those Salamanders. And it just reaffirmed why I hate them. They're one of the worst enemies in Dark Souls 2. Like, probably number 2, if not number 1. Tied with those frozen reindeers. But luckily there is one you can kind of cheese in the doorway. Yeah, I only took on the 2 in the lower section. I didn't go up to the other ones because those were just a pain in the ass. Sorry about my language. So I cheesed the one in the doorway, used the other one, fought the other one kind of fairly, but just reaffirms why I hate them. Yeah, but I did farm them for enough just to get another copy of Great Fireball and Fire Orb, so I have 2 copies of those now. And I think that was it. I'm trying to think of anything else. No, I think that was it. Yep. Just upgrade materials, bought armors, upgraded weapons, armors. Yeah, just that. Yep. And today we're pressing forward. Yep, we're gonna go to Aldia's Keep. Yep. Yeah, we're here in the Shaded Woods because we have to get here. Aldia's Keep is through that center pathway up there. Yep. It'll lead us to an ogre, 2 kobolds, as well as the King's Door. Yep. And through the King's Door is Aldia's Keep. So that's what we're going to do for today. Yep. We'll find the final place for Lucatiel, or the final stops up there outside of Aldia's Keep. There's going to be an invader inside. A whole bunch of different items we can find there, so upgrade materials. We could, well, there's a way to summon Forlorn, but they don't count towards the summons to get the armors and weapons. They don't count for that, but we can make them spawn and we can fight them if we want. We'll also meet Sorcerer Navlon, or how you want to pronounce it. It's like Nalavon or something like that. He's locked away. He may not talk to us. His attitude towards us will depend on if we're hollow or not. So I don't think he'll talk to us. I don't believe we'll be able to start his little assassination quest line while human. I think we have to be hollow for that. But if that's the case, I will die on purpose just to get that started. But yeah, so we'll meet him for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in Aldia's Keep. Yeah. But yeah. Yep, so that's the plan. I'll just keep, hopefully all of it. It's not that big of an area, but there are a lot of nooks and crannies we should check out. Yep. And at the end is the Guardian Dragon, who shouldn't be too hard, but you never know. So yeah, that's the plan. All it is keep. And our equipment for today, at least starting out, is about to change depending on the situation. I am going to be dual wielding katanas. Yep, got my Uchi katana in my right hand, the poison infused Manslayer +5 in the left. Yep, infuse it with poison just so I get some more poison bleed out of it. Didn't lose that much physical damage. I think we only dropped about like 40 points maybe. If it wasn't infused, it would have the same damage as the Uchi katana here. But I did infuse it, so we did lose some physical damage, but we gained a ton of poison. That's kind of what we're looking for. Yep. Traded physical damage for poison buildup. So we do have enough. We do have the stats to power stance these, so that's what we're going to do. I have my Dragon Chime because it's the best. My Defender Shield because it's probably the it's probably the best shield we have, just in terms of physical negation and stability, but it'll probably change on the situation. But rings, again, will probably change depending on the situation. We got the Ring of Blades, because physical damage here and here. Stone Ring, because we will be fighting several NPC type enemies. Stone Ring is really good against them. Calanthe Ring, for faster stamina recovery, because dual wielding does drain stamina quite a bit. Yeah, so hopefully this will offset that drain. Yep. So the Ritual Band is for more spells. Yep. I am using Sacred Oath, so Sacred Oath just takes 4 slots, and this will cover 2 of them. Yep. And for my armor set, it's probably one of my favorite get-ups in Dark Souls 2. Blackhood +5 for, again, +2 in intelligence, +2 to faith, a little faster cast speed. Thornwatcher armor. Yep. Black gloves. Haid Knight leggings. Yep. One of my favorite armor get-ups in the game. I really like it. Yep. Again, all of them are maxed out, if not almost maxed out. This requires a Titanite slab to +10, and I don't want to use a slab on that just yet. But everything else is maxed out. It also gives us pretty decent magic resistance. Yeah, because there are several sorcerers in Aldia's Keep, so having good magic defense is paramount. I forgot to use Radiant Gems. Anything else I want to use? Yeah, use Lightning Resin. That should probably be good for now. We'll use these whenever we have to, but I don't think we'll use them very often. We also have Rouge Water now, or Crimson Water, so we can use. I think it should be fine. Yeah. Yep. Here are my stats. Again, if I leveled up anything, it'd be get our faith to a base of 55. So now we use a Sunlight Spear without the Ring of Prayer. Yep. Now level 204. Again, we're less than, still requires under 100,000 souls to level up, so in any other FromSoft game, at level 200, your required souls are probably in a few 100,000 at this point, but not in Dark Souls 2, nope. Yep. Alright. I have 3 copies of Great Lightning Spear, as well as Sacred Oath. Oh yeah. Alright. I think I rambled on long enough. Let's power stance. Yep, that's the idle animation for power stance. Alright, let's go to Aldia's Keep. It should be the center one here. Yep. Yep, these are kobolds. They will fight if you corner them. But they're just going to run away first. Big ol' ogre. Get over here. That's it. Now he's poison, and poison should take care of the rest. Bam. One other ring I would probably consider would be the bracing knuckle ring, because katanas tend to have lesser durability than the other weapons. As long as you... Oh man, really? If you leave us alone, we'll leave you alone, so... Alright. I might put on the bracing knuckle ring. It's probably a good idea, actually. If you have to give up one of these rings, I'd rather not, but... Where are you? You are right here. Alright, so that should help a bit. Alright. Alright, it's the end night. We're gonna have to move out of the way. Ow. Thank you. Produce the symbol of the king, huh? Here's your symbol right here. There it goes. We'll step through the doorway and then put our ring back on. So we don't want it to close on us without the ring. Here we are. Aldia's Keep. There it is. Alright, so let's put the bracing knuckle ring back on. Oops, not that. That's not it. That's it. Alright. Yep, the main enemies out here are going to be the kobolds. I'm pretty sure they can petrify as well, which is pretty poopy. But these are the kobolds that can drop Black Knight weapons. So, Soul Guy and Bone. Yeah. So if you want Black Knight weapons, these are the ones you want. These are the kobolds. Very nice. Don't quite. I remember you guys being. Okay, they bleed and they petrify. Okay. I remember them being a bit tougher than that, but. Skulls. Don't mind if I do. Just check and see if there's any moths in the trees, but I don't see any. Oh, this is a mimic. There's latches on it. You just barely see some teeth. And we'll confirm it's a mimic by chucking a... where are you? Lloyd's Talisman. Yep. I knew it. Mimic. There's the dark mask and the malformed shell. Alright. Alright, so that's Sacred Oath. Oh, you're almost dead, wow. You know what? Well, you get a bit more defense from... You got a bit more defense when you're standing up, so... Alright. So they finally have the Dark Mask. Probably gonna say the same. It's probably gonna say the same as the armor set. Yeah. No one knows the true identity of these men, who are said to freely manipulate dark. All foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chase the lost art of life drain. Yep. Yep, there it is. There's your Dark Mask. As well as the malformed shell. Oh, it's a great hammer. Skull of some unidentified creature. Swing as a great hammer to use as a weapon. Possibly the skull of a dragon. A rare specimen, likely too rare to be swung about willy-nilly. 20 durability. Yeah. I can't quite see it here, but yeah, it's possibly a dragon head. So we got the upper part of a upper jaw of some creature. Here's the bonfire. And if we did Lucatiel correctly, she should be in here. There she is. This is her final location. This is where she shows up when you summon her for 3 fights. You talk to her in all the locations. This is it. This is her final location. Alright, Lucatiel, you seem to be in trouble.
Who are you? Oh, no, forgive me. I know you. Yes, of course.
She's beginning to lose herself truly.
How goes your journey? I know not what you seek in this faraway land. I pray for your safety.
Thank you. Well, I pray for yours, though it's probably the end for you, I guess.
Please take these.
She gave us the Mira Great Shield, a Great Sword, and her armor set. Yeah, she only gives this to you if you get summon her 3 times and she survives 3 times.
Consider this thanks for keeping me sane.
You're welcome, but even though it's probably... Well, you're probably sane, but you're losing your mind. Or your memories.
My name is Lucatiel. I beg of you remember my name, for I may not myself.
Yep. As long as someone knows, you'll never be forgotten.
My name is Lucatiel. I beg of you remember, for I may...
So that's it. That's it. The end of Lucatiel. She gave us her sword. Mira Greatsword. Greatsword issued to proud knights of Mira. Official order. Mira's official order. This one was wielded by Lucatiel. This greatsword demands advanced skill and a rare, unique sword's technique. The tiny message is inscribed in the blade. A promise to someone special. If I remember right, it should have a special effect where it does a bit more damage to hollows. I think that might just be Dark Souls 3. Ooh, I like that R2. That R2 is pretty nice. The thrust and swing. Alright. Oops. Alright. We also got our armor set. Hold on. That's probably not the best place to do it, but start with our hats. Lucatiel's mask. Mask attached to a ceremonial hat. Belongs to Lucatiel of Mira. Normally hats and masks are separate, but these two have been adjoined. But she attached the mask to hide her face, her hollowing face. And then we have her fit vest. Yeah, vest worn by knights while on travel. Belong to Lucatiel of Mira. Only those who have distinguished themselves on the battlefield were admitted into the elite ranks of Mira's official order of knights. It is common to hear of a peasant's dream of striving for knighthood as an escape from hardship. But who would ever think it possible? Lucatiel made it possible, and it is really stylish. Yes. Really stylish. Don't particularly care for the puffy sleeves there, but Very stylish. I think the gloves have the same. Yeah, it's the same as the armor. Lucatiel of Mira. Again, this is her last stop. If you've summoned her for 3 boss fights, if she survived all 3, she'll give you her equipment. Up, and there she goes. She is gone. Alright. Lucatiel of Mira. Again, you could probably gotten all that stuff if you just killed her when you first got her, but see, I rather avoid killing NPCs if I can avoid it, but I really do like the design, even though it's kind of like a little moss growth on it, like it's been abandoned for some time. Just gotta drop down for this. Radiant Life Gem. Right, we should have our NPC invader right here in this hallway. And it's going to be someone we've heard about. Ooh, Twilight Herb, thank you. Yep. This NPC invader is actually someone we've heard of. In fact, it's Lucatiel's brother. Yep. I think she was on a journey to find him, and I think she found him, but I think she lost. And he'll invade here in this hallway. We don't need that. We'll put that on, we'll get that there. Instead of resins, we'll just use green blossom. There we go. Alright. Oops. Aldia of Mira. He's poison, which should probably do the job. So we'll just let poison do its job. There we go. Yep. Aldia of Mira. And we got a human effigy. That is Lucatiel's older brother. He can drop his armor, or his weapon for sure, which is I think it's called the Old Mira Greatsword, I think is what it's called. He has a low chance to drop it. It's not Lucatiel's greatsword that she gave us is a better version of it. It's just that the old one just has additional like lore text to it. But again, it is a rare drop, and he only spawns once per playthrough, if I can speak. So if you get it, consider yourself really lucky. If you don't, all you're really missing out on is some text dialogue, which you can probably just look up online. Yep. But, yep, so. Well, we found her brother that she was looking for. There are creatures in these things. You can't break them yourself, no. But there are probably creatures further on into the Aldia's Keep that can break this. Well, I don't think you can ever get them down here, but yeah. There we go. Aldia's Keep. Skeletons of a dragon. I wonder if it's going to do its thing now, or do I have to do something else? Fading soul. Well, let's go back this way. Yes, there is a special thing with the skeleton. I'm not 100% sure how to trigger it, but I will try and trigger it. Yep. And here's the sconce developer message. Don't you dare. Yep. Lighting these will spawn a forlorn. Yeah, a non-respawning forlorn. There are forlorn that don't count towards the invasions needed to unlock their equipment with Strayed, but you can fight a forlorn if you light these. I believe if you light all of them, the skeleton wakes up. But I remember the skeleton doing its thing without lighting them, but we'll come back to this real sec. We'll check this out first. Hit left. Yep. Pull back, pull back. This is all developer messages. Don't you dare. And we will not. Yeah. If you pull this lever, you release Sorcerer Navalon, or I don't quite know how you pronounce it, but I'm just going to call him Navalon, or Navalon. Yeah, he's imprisoned on the other side. This will open up his cage. I do not recommend it. If you do free him, he becomes an invader in various spots throughout the world. He is a pretty tough invader. He's a sorcerer type. I think he does sorceries, pyromancies, and hexes. I think he does them all. So I wouldn't recommend pulling this. Not unless you want to. We're not going to. We want to keep him here so he can do his little assassination quest line and get him as a merchant. So we'll leave it alone for now. Yeah. So instead we'll go opposite. Yeah. Over here. And over here is the sorcerer. Yep. His Sorcerer Navalan, or I'm just gonna call it, yeah, stick with Navalan. Yep. So Sorcerer Navalan. Yep. Depending on if you're hollow or not, will depend on how he reacts to you. We're fully human, so he probably won't talk to us. But if we come back hollow, he'll probably start the assassination quest line. So we'll come back to him when we die. We'll probably will die here at one time. If we do, we'll come back to him. But
please, just stay away. No, please, don't come near me. Nothing good will come of it.
Yep, he knows he's not right in the head. Yep.
Just leave me alone, please. Leave this place and leave me be, as I'd not see any harm befall you.
Yep, he's probably a good person deep down, but I'm guessing he was trapped here by Aldia and experimented on, and that's what made him crazy. He might have been one of the experimenters. He might be working with Aldia, and he probably learned something, he broke him or something like that, and Aldia trapped him here. Or maybe he trapped himself in here, just to keep him from doing evil, as he said. But
please. Please.
Alright, so we'll have to come back when we're hollow, and he'll have a different dialogue for us, and he'll start the assassination quest line, so yeah, so we'll be back for that. Hopefully not too long, but I'd rather not purposefully die just yet. Alright. So let's light this up. shouldn't be any invisible hollows in here. It's not that I'm aware of. Alright. Alright, so let's light this hummy up and spawn a forlorn. Ooh, it's a scythe. Scythe ones are pretty dangerous. Get our stamina back. Ow. And you can see how much stamina it takes just to no poison, huh? There we go. And we just fought that just for the souls. Yep. He doesn't drop, I don't think he drops anything. It doesn't count towards the armor, weapon, for trade. It's just a fight. Yeah, it's just a fight. But if we lit this up, I'm pretty sure there's a few more of these sconces about. We will light them, we will fight them. I believe it's tied to this dragon. But alright. So we go upstairs. Well, can we go through the thing? Oh, we can. Cool. So go up this way. Let's go back this way. Yep, those are they are King's mirrors. Yep, just like the Looking Glass Knight shields. Yep, in fact, some of them will summon phantoms. So we'll do that real quick. Let's just go down this way first. And again, I'm pretty sure there's no invisible hollows in here. Chest, no latch. We have Great Magic Barrier. Is that our second copy of it? I hope it is. That's a good one. Yes, it is. Yes, we do like that. Alright. Yes, we like Great Magic Barrier. Alright, so now we have to fight some phantom NPCs. Up there he is. Come on. Wow, that did a lot. Alright. Yeah, that's... Jeez. If that's Sacred Oath doing all that damage, jeez. There's another one. Mr. Great Sword. Thank you. Another one from here? Nope. Yep, another one here. Cool. Oh, there's a summon here. We'll get that here in a second. There we go. That's the same phantom NPCs that the Looking Glass Knight can summon. That's Sacred Oath ending there. Then we have... Ooh, Sellsword Luits. Nice. If we really want to, I don't think we need to. But Northern Ritual Band +2, Petrified Dragon Bone. Northern Ritual Band is reduced health, but more spell uses. Yeah. And a Brave Warrior. Either he's getting sucked in or it's getting pulled out. Yeah. If he's being sucked in, that means that these mirrors aren't a doorway between dimensions like the shield says. They're more like a prison. An extra dimensional prison door. Yeah, no thanks. Pretty sure you're trapped. Oh, thought you were trapped. Oh well. A bright bug. Nice. Alright, so Luits we won't have no need to summon. There are fake walls in Aldia's Keep. I think it's past the doorway up top. Ah, that light was not there earlier. I think that lit up when we lit the sconce down below, which means there should be 3 more. Which means I think that's when that guy comes alive. So we should probably keep our eye out for them. Are they down here still? There's the one. Was there one up here? I didn't remember seeing one. No. Alright, let's go up. Yes, here's a petrified ochre. Yep. And you do want to unpetrify him, because he drops a special helmet. Ow. Really? That counted as an attack? Well, let's drag him down here so he has a bit more space. Oh, I'd rather not fight him on the stairs, but we can if we have to. If you're just gonna sit there, that's fine by me. Alright, where's my rolls, game? Where's my rolls? Sit, thank you. And he's actually guaranteed to drop the Dragon Acolyte Mask. And it is up here. Yep, there it is. Dragon Acolyte Mask. Mask worn by acolytes of Aldia. Several of the greatest minds converged in Aldia to weave strange new rituals, but rumors suggest that during the course of their work, their thoughts were not their own. Okay. The nebulous face of the mask is designed to deflect the ire of the ritual sacrifice. Yeah. Yep. So instead of the sacrifices seeing your faces, they only see a reflection of their own. Oh, excuse me. But we can drop down here to get to that. We'll do that here in a moment. We'll do it right now, actually. Let's just do it. Let's just drop down here. Well, we didn't have to do that. We could have gone back down and came up that side, but do that here. I think there's another sconce up here. Oh, it's just another way to get up here. Alright, never mind. Didn't have to do that, but it's just a way to get up here, I guess. So there's a giant basilisk. Have at ye, monster. Okay, poisoned. There we go. And he drops Dragon Sage Hood. Dragon Sage Hood. Alright, where are you at? Probably, yep, there it is. Yep, Dragon's Age hood. Hood worn by the Archmaster of Aldia. Several of the greatest minds, blah blah. Yep. Just a different version of the Dragon Acolyte. It's actually the hood used by Los the Sorcerer back at Force of Fallen Giants. We summoned him to go through the dark skeletal hall to the back where the giant tree with the giant sea forms, and yeah, I forget his name, but that's his helmet there. Nice. Alright. I'm pretty sure this basilisk also respawns, but Crimson Water. These statues, you don't have to unpetrify. They do drop items, but they're not as significant as the one from the ogre there. So we'll leave these guys alone. If we have the spare fragrant branches, we will come back and unpetrify them, but I don't remember them having anything significant. So we just came from that way. That's the way forward, but there should be another sconce in here. Yep, there it is. Pass you up here. No latch, not a mimic. Just in case you're trapped. Two bonfire ascetics. Alright. And we have a forlorn. Alright. There you go. Another scythe wielder. Guard break critical, even though it doesn't really do much damage. Let's just back off a bit. There we go. Why are you blocking? Come on. There we go. Alright. Another kind of not really pointless forlorn fight, but that should give us health to restore our spells. Alright, so if we go back down the stairs, I think this dragon will come alive. At least I think it does. At least I hope it does. Because we lit the other sconce, so that means another light should have lit. Yep. There's the other light. Let's see if we go down, see if the dragon comes alive. Or is there more lights to lights? There might be some more lights to light. Let me just back up a bit. Use a repair powder while we're at it. Alright. There might be more lights to light. I can see at least two more. Alright. Alright, dragon, I guess you're stuck there for a little bit longer. Okay, so let's press forward. Excuse me, sir. Will be dragon's lever, tongue, whatever. Right. There's a Pharaoh's Lockstone. think this is the only, I think this only turns on the light. I don't think it does anything else. But I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped the cages. And it's a mimic. There's ogre. There's enhanced undead. I don't think you can barely see it. But... Yes, please. There we go. Yep. Even though they're aggro, they can't drop down. There is another switch that opens these cages, but it's further in. I'm pretty sure the ogre can bust out of his cage, but I don't think anybody else can. Right, so there should be... Yep. Enemies behind the paintings. I think these guys can drop petrified dragon bone. So these are the guys you want to farm if you want that. That's a corrosive bug. Yep, I thought it was an enhanced undead, but nope, it's a corrosive bug. Can you get out of your cage? I know you can, but I wonder if you can. Probably not. At least not yet. There is fake walls in this half of Aldia's keep. I'm just gonna keep that in mind. That's an enhanced undead. Yep, that proof right there. Yeah, so once we release these guys from their cages, this hallway becomes a real mess. Dragon acolyte. Door. There's an enemy there. No. All right. So this ogre can break these trailers, which I think have basilisks in them. Yeah, I think in New Game Plus there's a Red Phantom enemy from there. Finish up this hallway first. Come on. I know you can bust out your thing. Why do you not want to bust out your thing? I need you to bust out your thing, sir. Does he not want to? Thank you. Need you, sir. Over here. Over here. Yeah, you can't open this door, but he can. Thank you for your service. And poison. Bam. Yep. Yep, this door you cannot open. You have to get the ogre to open it for you, like this. And on the other side, the chest containing another malformed shell. Another one? Nope, a different one. This is a malformed skull. This is a malformed shell. One of the malformed weapons developed in Aldia, swung like a great hammer, appears to be a fragment of a great shell, but its precise origins are unknown. The peculiar figure, known as Lord Aldia, attempted to uncover the secrets of life itself, and view the undead as a key to this mystery. Yep, so we probably gathered them up, experimented on them, hence the enhanced undead up there. Yep. Looks more like teeth than shell, but... It looks more like a teeth than shell. But anyway. Alright, we have another forlorn fight here. Alright. Wow, I didn't really do much of anything. Alright. Come on. There we go. Just slow and steady, get our stamina back. Trade if we have to. And there we go. It's another lit sconce, which means there should be another light lit at the beginning. Alright. And that's another door you can't open, but you gotta get Mr. Ogre here to open it for you. Just like that. Can you open this, please? I want to see what's inside. Okay, that's what I thought. It's another password. I think you can open up this door as well, so let's have you open it. We could probably open it ourselves, but why do that? Oh, I think we have to open it ourselves. I thought I was out of range. Sit. Poison, which means you're dead, so... Goodbye, sir. An old radiant gem. Okay. So you can't open this door, we have to open it ourselves, but we'll open it eventually. That will lead to the boss, the guardian dragon. Before that, we have these side rooms we have to take care of. Let's go back down to the first one we encountered. Should be this one right here. This one right here. Anybody home? Nope. See all the glowing vials. Yep. And it should be a fake wall right here. This is a bonfire. We won't rest. We don't want to respawn the enemies already. Down here we have the final sconce, as well as some of these doggos. And that is corrosive acid, so you know what to do with that. Let's open it up, get their attention. Or just kill them outright, that's fine by me. Really don't want to, but we can. Use the binoculars, line them up. There we go. That's why we like the binoculars. Alright. So now we have another forlorn fight. Actually, it should be the final forlorn fight. He should spawn behind us. So let's chow down. Alright. There he is. Another great sword guy. Go. Final forlorn. And that should be the final sconce, which means all the ones are lit in the main hallway, which means that the dragon should come alive. So, that's us. Corrosive acid, so we must disrobe. Soldier, corrosive burn, divine blessings, aromatic ooze, skull of a goat. It looks like it's human corpses. As well as soul geyser and petrified dragon bone. Alright. So let's close this up just so we don't accidentally get in there. There's a hole above. We'll meet that there in a second. Let's quickly re-robe. Our weapons back. Once our rings, go with that, and then this. This, and then this. No, bracing knuckle ring. Alright. Alright, so we picked up Soul Geyser. I think it was the main one in there. Here it is. Soul Geyser. The origins of Comet Azure. Yeah. Secret art unleashes a gush of souls. The homing soul mass pierces its target, then hits repeatedly for additional damage. This blasphemous spell is a family heirloom of Lord Aldia's. It was designed to pummel foes until its power is extremely exhausted, or entirely exhausted. I actually, to be honest, I do want to respec so we can use it. I really do want to do that. It does take 46 intelligence. We might respec just to use it. I don't think I've ever had my intelligence that high in Dark Souls 2 to actually use it, so I want to use it. We do have a few soul vessels at this point, so respecking is not entirely out of the option. I got 4. So we might do that. Oh no, crap. Not this, it was this. Hold on, I messed up. I forgot that unequipping the Southern Ritual Band, which means we don't have Sacred Oath anymore. Oh well. Oh well. C'est la vie. I'm not resting, I don't want to respawn the enemies. So we're just gonna have to, well, if we're gonna do this, might as well do it now. Which means we'll have to fight the ogres again, but that's fine. I don't mind the ogres. Do we really need? Not really. You know what? Yeah, screw it. Fine. Let's do our Southern Ritual Band. And Sacred Oath. How much does Soul Geyser take, anyway? 1 slot. Wow. All these are like 1 slot. Is there any 2-slot spells? No, none of them are 2 slots. Wow. Wow. Okay, whatever. Alright. Yep. This is probably this farm. This probably gonna farm this guy for petrified dragon bone if we ever really need it. Just because he's close to the bonfire here. He chowed down on a life gem. Alright, so an ogre should be to our left. Yep. Oh. That ogre doesn't respawn. The one in that cage. Interesting, interesting. I thought it did. Which is fine. Alright, so let's let him be, let him be. Right, so we came out from here. So let's go through here. It's locked. Yep. So it's over here. I don't think there's any fake walls over here. Nope. Okay. So you have to go through the doorways behind the ogre. Come on. Oh, he busted open the door for us. Let's... Ow. Ow. Maybe he could bust open this door. Hey, I don't have the key. Give us... You become key, right? That's how it works. Ah, I got trapped. Well... That was dumb. I should not have stepped in that doorway. At least we died. We did need to die in order to talk to Navalon or Navalan. So let's go. So there's a silver lining to that death. So we'll go back to the beginning and talk with him. So yeah, that was on me. I should not have stepped into the doorway, but oh well. Oh well. Well, maybe now we'll actually see if the dragon comes to life, because we just like the 4 sconces as well. There he goes. Yep. And he gives us Aldia's key. Yep. He only wakes up once you light the 4 sconces. Let's see. Aldia key. Key used in the mansion of Aldia. King Vendrick condemned his own elder brother to the mansion. They both sought the truth, but through different means, and their fervor meant the eventual withering of their familial ties. Yep. So the two wanted to learn the truth about the life itself, but they went about it differently. So that key is probably what we use to open up the locked door in the hallway. But I want to see if the ogre can open the door for us, if we needed that key at all. But now that we're hollow, sorcerer Navalin and will have a different personality for us.
Well, you're nicely hollowed, aren't you? Are you tormented by memories? Burdened by guilt? Now the question, Are you ready for more? If you are, then we ought to talk.
Well, we are ready for more, so tell us.
This contains my power. Long ago, this naive vessel of mine set about devising new spells. The fool dreamt of bringing new forms of magic into the world. But instead, he created me. Mostly by chance, but he did a fine job, I must say. What he sought was strength, and so I decided to demonstrate. While my vessel slept, I'd find my mark and hunt him down. But my vessel did not approve. And so while I slept, he sealed the both of us away.
A real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, huh? Yep.
No, I don't have anything against humans. But how is it that you go about defining good and evil? I'm only using what the gods gave me. How can that be so wrong? So what say you to a spot of murder on my behalf? If you don't, I'll leave this place and take more lives. Many more. I couldn't give a fig either way, so what's your choice?
We can say yes to do his little quest line or no to reject it, but we'll do it. Yeah, because if you do his little assassination quest line, he'll give you rewards after each one, and at the end, he'll become a merchant. So we're gonna do it.
Yes, I see. How very kind of you. I want you to kill a merchant named Gilligan. A greedy, foul man. He won't be missed, I assure you. Yes, bring me a ladder miniature as proof. Is the only person who'd have such an odd knick-knack.
Alright, and with that, we're actually going to stop it here. We'll finish this quest line in the next zone, because the next zone will give us the last item we need for this quest line, but so we're going to pause it here for him for now. We do have the ladder miniature. If we do talk to him, he'll give us a reward. He'll offer the next mission, but we're going to stop here for now. We'll probably do it next episode, maybe, question mark. But, yep. So now the assassin mission is on, has started, and every time we have to talk to him, we have to be hollow at this point, so, alright. So right now we're going to stop here, at least with him. Yeah, no, we're not going to mess with him right now. Alright, so there's Sorcerer Navelin. Alright, so now let's get back to where we were. Okay, so this ogre doesn't respawn. Does the basilisk respawn? Yes, it does. Cool. As long as you don't go near the cage, he won't do anything, so just leave him alone. Alright. Yeah, Sorcerer Navelin, yeah. Yeah, the only reason I stopped there is because there is one NPC that he wants us to kill. We can get his items without killing him, but it kind of requires we beat the final boss, and it's like, I don't want to wait that long, so I'd rather finish up Aldia's keep today if I can, although it is still a bit more. We should have bonfire. Yep, it's right there. Here's our souls. Alright, since we have the key, we don't need the ogre anymore, but I do want to see if he will open the door like this one. soften you up a little bit. Now you have to free the basilisk, huh? Oh, sir. Alright, come over here. I need you to swipe at the door. So you can't open it, huh? Alright. Alright. And if you're poisoned, you're dead. Okay. So you can't bust this door open, you need all the key to open it. So we'll do that here in a second. But we have this. Oh, the mimic up top. I was wondering what that sound was, but... Yep. Yep. These are giant corpses. Aldia was experimenting with the giants. And he was throwing his discards down there to those ravenous dogs. Alright. Let's go unlock this door. Aldia key. There should be a gargoyle in here, a prowling magus, I think like 2 mimics. Yeah, there's quite a number of stuff in this room. Bunch of acolytes, there's the gargoyle. The mimic should be on either side of the gargoyle. Excuse me. The prowling magus should be just past the gargoyle. So there's the magus. Petrified dragon bone. That just confirms their drop. So we're actually going to step back out. There's another door at the other end, so we're going to unlock that door and get to the magus first. So... So that magus will respawn, so that's how you get his mask and whatnot. Get away from the chest. It is a mimic, after all. Alright. Let's grab this. Brave warrior. This switch will drop the cages in the hallway. It'll free all the enemies in the hallway, so be careful with that switch. So let's change out our weapon real quick. Are we seriously still power stancing that? We can power stance a mace and a katana. Really? Dark Souls 2. You never stop surprising me. Alright. But we should be fairly resistant to lightning, but did chunk them. Ow. No lightning attacks, sir. Thank you. We got his gloves. Nice. Probably has a similar description to the helmet. Yep, several of the greatest minds. Yep. These white gloves are designed to bear the brunt of the ritual sacrifices, gushing blood. I like that use of words, gushing blood. Man, I don't want to know what Aldia is doing in this keep. No, thank you. Alright, so we have. This is a mimic. You can tell by the latch on the front. This is also a mimic. Again, you can tell by the latches on the front. And this is also a mimic. 3 mimics in this room. As well as like the 3 outside. So there's a lot of mimics in Aldia's keep. I think one of these has the what you call it, the symbol of avarice. Alright. So let's Lloyd's talisman to grab the item. 2 cracked red eye orbs. Okay. And we'll just chuck a bolt at you just to wake you up. Thank you. And to get another Lloyd's talisman, just grab the item. Bonfire ascetic, sure. Yeah, you can't lock onto him while he's like that. Ah. Ooh, wow, we missed. There we go. And the final mimic. You have Will the Dusk Herbs. Okay, that's fine. Go. Alright. Nothing spectacular, but definitely useful. Alright, so now comes the hard part. Now it's going on a lot longer than I anticipated, but we're almost done. We're almost done. We're going to release the Kraken. Yep, released them all. Ow. Ow, that actually hit us. There we go. He drops a fragrant branch of yore. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Looks like they're roaming. Another basilisk. See if we can't hit that undead. Just missed. There we go. These guys are pretty strong, so just be careful. Okay, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he like one-tapped us. I want to draw him away from the ogre. We'll just spam lightning. That works. 3 Twinkling Titanite. Alright, Mr. Ogre, you shouldn't be too bad. Poisoned. You're not guaranteed dead just yet. Now you are. Bye-bye. Yeah, having this Manslayer on the opposite hand is really nice. So you're just trying to sit there and spew corrosive acid, huh? Well, two could play at that game. So the last enemy is this Mimic. Alright, Mr. Mimic. Wow, you just went like right over us. Alright, what'd you drop? Black Witch's Staff, which you already got from the Undead Crypt. Yeah, so we just already got that. Alright. Alright, and let me think real quick. The only thing left is really those two petrified statues back in that other room, but again, I want to hold off till I know we have enough fragrant branches. I really don't want to sit at a bonfire, so let's just press on. Let's take on the Guardian Dragon and be done. There might be another ogre through here. Yeah, there's another ogre. Yep. I remember there being another ogre in here. Alright, poison should finish you off. There we go. Simpleton Spice, Twilight Herbs. Don't mind if I do. Alright. And now we're outside. And this is a giant bird cage. Inside is the Guardian Dragon. So let's ready ourselves. That should be fine. So let's get a pear powder. Alright, so let's see. That's going to be useless for us, so we'll put on fire quartz because he will use fire breath attacks. It's just to bolster our defenses. Should be fine. I mean, he's really weak. He's weakest to, I think, lightning and thrust attacks, I believe. Yeah, so katanas are probably the best bet, but we'll just stick with it. We'll just power through. When in doubt, just chuck lightning bolts at him. So, let's see. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're fine. All right. Yeah, so again, through here is the Guardian Dragon. Yep. It's a pretty relatively cramped space considering he can hover about. He will tend to cling to the wall and shoot fireballs at you. Yeah, but otherwise, the best plan is just to kind of stick close to his legs, chop at it. He can fly up and breathe fire on the ground, and when he does that, just kind of sprint as far as you can. You can cut his tail off, but you don't get anything from it, so don't even bother trying. It's not worth it. I'm pretty sure he starts pretty sure he starts asleep. He'll wake up once you walk through. Again, there's no summon signs for this fight, so he should be another Guardian Dragon. So just kind of stick to his legs, whack away. Alright. Hopefully we can get this in one try. Knowing me, probably won't, but... Do I want to use a green blossom? Yeah, sure, we'll put a green blossom on there. Alright. Do we want to use lightning resin? Not a bad idea. In fact, instead of that, we'll use our lightning resin. Alright. So, we'll Sacred Oath, apply resin, and fight. Let's do this. Got clipped. There's the ground breath. Just walk away. Position? No, it's fireball. Ow. I did not realize that I had a hitbox on it. Fire stream. Pop off. Come on. Ah. Yeah, it's a bigger explosion radius than you think. Fire breath. You know, chucking lightning spear is probably a good idea. Sprint, damn it, sprint. Thank you. Stop off. Got these poisons, so that's good. I guess just sprinting the way it works. And the poison got him. Guardian Dragon and the Guardian Dragon's Soul. Alright, Guardian Dragon. Kind of a nuisance just because he likes to fly around a lot. Yeah, probably would have just been smart just to bust out our chime and chuck lightning spears at him, but how stubborn. But yeah, he's just a pretty straightforward dragon. His fireballs, it has a bigger explosion radius than you think. It's probably best to just sprint away as fast as you can. Yeah, just kind of, if he flies up, just try to go towards his tail and just kind of sprint towards the edge. Yeah. When he's up on the wall, just kind of sprint as far away as you can and to the side. Yeah, other than that, it's just a straightforward fight. Just try to get close when you can, swap out his legs, avoid stomps. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, again, the most annoying thing was that he just liked to fly around a lot, which means chuck spears. Just chuck spears. And we got his Dragon Soul. Soul of a dragon that guards the path to the shrine. Do the dragons watch over the land of their own will, or are they in the grip of one of Aldia's spells? That is a good question, because the Acolyte's mask suggests that there is a higher will forcing them to do stuff. So I wonder if that's the same for the dragon here. Interesting. Interesting, big little question. Yeah. So Aldia's keep. Alright. Yeah, Guardian Dragon, not much to say about it, it's just, you know, avoid his fire and whack at it when you can. Alright, so let's press forward to the next bonfire and then we'll call an episode after that. Little pillars remind me of arch trees, like the one you see at the bottom of Ash Lake. Yeah, this should be an elevator up. But as you can see, it should take, well, it's really meant to take us above the clouds. But it's actually a really nice view. A nice forested area, rolling hills, mountain in the background. Into the valley, into that big craterous valley. And it is really beautiful. Alright. Let's just press forward. There's an item. Do a dragon scale. Invisible hollow. Yep. Stone. Nice. We have a dragon scale, huh? Oh, that's an upgrade material. Nope, it's not. Okay. No, it's a Covenant item, that's right. And this game is a Covenant item. Yep. Scale to offer to the dragon. A scale from the body of an ancient dragon. Offer to the dragon to bring your own flesh closer to that of the eternal ancient dragon. Touching an ancient dragon scale gives one a glimpse into the abyss. Believers in the dragon will rise above this petty corporeal existence. Yep, that's a lowercase a in the abyss, so it's not the dark abyss of Manus or all that. Nope. A glimpse into the abyss, like to a greater or like a beyond or like a deep well. But alright. Now we take the elevator up. Again, that is a really pretty view. In theory, we're going above the clouds. I don't think there's anything in this room, but you never know. Alright. Through here. Come upon the dragon area. Whole bunch of guardian dragons. I'm trying to remember where the bonfire is at. I think it's down there. But yep, we're above the clouds now. Alright. Emerald Herald, how'd you get up here?
Bearer of the curse. Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate. One who can set me free. Bearer of the curse. It was my own manifestation that led you here. The ancient dragon has watched over the world for eons past. Take this.
It gives us the aged feather.
Do not resist. The dragon welcomes you.
The dragon welcomes us. Yep. Up there in the dragon shrine. Anything else? Nope. Alright. Yeah, because she's basically the one who's been telling us what to kind of do. Like, you know, go here, go there, find this, that kind of thing. Yeah. But she gave us the aged feather. Yep. Basically it's an unlimited homeward bone. You know. An aged bird feather. Returned to last bonfire rested at. Can be used repeatedly. The child of the dragon. Sequestered away from the world. Imagined a world of boundless possibilities from the mere sight of a feather. Yep. This implies that the Emerald Herald is the child of dragon. Yep. She's basically our, well, I wouldn't say a bonfire keeper, but she serves as a means to level up. Or a firekeeper. Firekeeper? I don't know if that's right. Well, she basically, well, she's like a firekeeper, right? Yeah, let's say that. She's basically a firekeeper, but she's also a child of dragon, so it could be implied that she's like a experimented on or something like that. But yeah. So we have the aged feather. That's actually the item we were waiting for in order to do Sorcerer Navlin's little assassination quest. Alright, so the other bonfire should be in here. There we go. Alright. Is there anything else I want to do? Nope. You know what? And with that, I am gonna call it an episode. Yep, we'll call it right here. Ah, yes, we did Aldia's Keep. Yep. Started off at the Shaded Woods Crossroad bonfire, took the center path, which led to a king's door, which opened the gates to Aldia's Keep. Yep. Yeah, the outside had the kobolds. Those are the kobolds you would kill in order to get the Black Knight weapons. Yeah, so if you want Black Knight weapons, those are the kobolds you want to kill. There's just a few items scattered about. I think one is like petrified dragon bone, some other random stuff, life gems, soul items, and the shack outside is where we found the bonfire, as well as Lucatiel's final encounter. Yeah. It's our final encounter in the game, right in that shack. Yeah. At that point, I believe she found her brother. Yeah, she came here looking for him, I believe. Yeah. And she did find him, but I guess they fought. I bet she lost. And every time you die, you hollow even further. So I guess she's at a point where she finally started to forget who she was. But she remembered us. She asked us to remember her name, and she gave us her equipments. The Mirror Greatsword and Lucatiel's armor set. So that's her final spot. And then after that, we made our way into Aldia's Keep, where we were encountered by Estatiel? I think it's how you pronounce it. Estatiel of Mira. Basically, Lucatiel's brother. Yeah. So we fought him, beat him up. He gave us an effigy like any invader. And then after that, we enter the keep proper, where we were greeted by a giant dragon skeleton that didn't do anything. Nope. It does do something, but we have to light all the sconces first. So we went past him, lit the first sconce, which revealed a forlorn. Yep. So we beat that forlorn. Those forlorns in the keep don't count towards the forlorn armor or weapons that you could buy from Strayed. So they're just there for the challenge. Or if you want to get Aldia's key, you have to light those sconces. So we lit the sconce, took care of the forlorn, and then we met Sorcerer Navlin, or Navalan. Yeah, just Navlin. Yeah, so we met him when he was human. He just said, leave him alone, leave him be. Just go away. So we left him alone. Went up the stairs, encounters quite a few king mirrors. Yeah, so the shield that Looking Glass Knight had, there's actually a few of those on the wall in Aldia's keep that actually have people come out. Yeah. In fact, one of them has a corpse hanging out, which kind of implies that they're either trying to rip people from the dimension, or those shields act as a doorway to kind of like a extra dimensional prison of sorts. You can either stuff people inside or rip people out. It's wow. But yeah, so 3 phantoms come out of those mirrors. They weren't too bad. The Great Lightning Spear took like half their health out, so it was like, so we just beat them up. Chest at the end of the hall. At the end, had a bright bug. I think we picked up a soul item on one of the corpses, and then we went upstairs. Up the stairs, unpetrified an ogre. Yep, took care of him. He dropped the dragon acolyte mask. He doesn't respawn either, so. Excuse me. So we went upstairs again. Well, I think we dropped down, went through a stairway, and then kind of looped around. Kind of took the long way up. Let's see what was up there. Well, there was a chest as well, but I think it only contained like a Twilight Herb or something. So we just kind of went upstairs again, made it to the top level, where we found a giant basilisk. Killed it. I think it dropped a few Twinkling Tinites. I don't quite remember what it dropped, but it dropped something. Upgrade material of some kind. And then we looped around to the other little balcony on the top level. There's another sconce where we lit that. Took care of the Forlorn. There's a chest at the end of the hallway. Looted it for something. Probably like Crimson Water or something like that. No, it was Bonfire Ascetics. That was what it was. And then after that, we went through the double gate. Yeah, the little dragon lever. And closed the door behind us and opened the other one on the other side. Then we countered the hallway of captured creatures. So the first thing we did, we hit the Ferrous Lock Stone to turn the lights on. And we just kind of worked our way through. Some of the paintings have hidden acolytes behind. In New Game Plus, there's going to be like painting guardians behind them instead, or through the other ones that had nothing. So yeah, that hallway is going to get a lot worse in New Game Plus, but yep. So we clear out the hallways of the enemies that we could. Used the ogre to bust through a wall, which had the malformed shell weapon. Yep, there was also another sconce, which we lit. Took care of another Forlorn. And then we backtracked. Well, I think, did we backtrack first? Yeah, we backtracked first. Took care of the first doorway on the left as we entered the hall. And through there was a stairs down. And as we went down, there was a fake wall on the left, revealing a bonfire. A pretty important bonfire. It's like kind of in the midpoint of the keep, so definitely recommend getting that when you can. Yeah, so we hit that, continued further down, found the little corrosive acid cage pit thing, opened the cage up, took care of the dog enemies there, ran through, gathered up all the items. I think it was like a corrosive urn, the spell Soul Geyser. What else was down there? I think it was like another petrified bone and probably another soul item. But so we cleared out that room out, stepped outside, and we found the last sconce. Yep, the last one. So we lit that. Another Forlorn, took care of him. At that point, all 4 sconces were lit. Yep. And then we went back up into the hallway, used another ogre. Well, we hadn't found another ogre who busted through another wall. Yep. So he busted open another wall for us, the last one on the left. I mean the doorway. Yeah, last one on the left, which then I went and thought maybe we can use him to open up the locked door on the right. So we went back, try to get him to open the door, but I kind of goofed. Yeah, I stepped into the doorway when I shouldn't have, and he grabbed us. Yeah, so he chomped, and we were dead. Yeah, but unfortunately, the silver lining is that we did need to die at one point to talk to Sorcerer Navlin again. So we used that opportunity to do that. Yeah. So we went back to the beginning, entered the keep re-entered the keep, and since all four skeletons were alive, the dragon skeleton also came alive. Yep. It kind of did its last little hoorah kind of thing. So we kind of stepped back into the entrance. It did its thing by like it basically attacks forward to the doorway. So if you're in that hallway, you'll probably get hit if you don't run past it or back out. And it is a one-hit kill. I'm pretty sure it's instant kill no matter what. But yep. So once the dragon does its thing, you then get the Aldia key. The key to the locked door in Aldia Keep. Yeah, so since the ogre can't break the door, you need that key. So I was hoping the ogre could break the door, but I guess not. Oh well. But anyway. Yep, so after that we went back to Sorcerer Navlin. Since we were hollowed, he gave us a different dialogue. Yep. Apparently he has multiple personalities. Like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing. You know. And his personality when we talk with him hollowed is kind of a bit more condescending. I don't know what the word is, but you know, he's like, what is good and evil? I mean, am I not just using what God gave me to kill these people because I want to? Yeah, so he basically gave us a choice. Either we can do it for him, or he can bust out and do it himself. Although he can't bust out as long as you don't pull the lever, but we agreed anyway. Yeah, we agreed anyway because he gives us rewards for each kill, and at the end of the day, and after doing all of them, he becomes a merchant. So, yeah. Yeah, so then at that point, his first task he gave us was to gather a ladder miniature from Gilligan. So you can either kill him for it, or you can go and buy it from him. Either one works, doesn't matter, as long as you have the miniature. It'll count as quest complete when we talk to him again. So we'll probably start off next episode doing that. But yeah, we'll see. Yep, so at that point we stopped with him, went back into the main hallway, gathered our souls, took care of the ogres, and then we went to the busted door on the left that the ogre busted open last time, just to reveal the little opening to the pit down below, to the acid pit. It's just lined with giant corpses, corpses of giants. So Aldia was experimenting with giants, that's for sure. There's nothing else in that room, so we went back and unlocked the door on the right side of the hall, which led to another big hall with a bunch of mimics, a gargoyle, and a prowling magus. Yep. So we just kind of entered, took care of the first enemy there, gathered the item on the table. Then we went back into the main hallway towards the other end of that room, unlocked that door there, just so we can take care of the magus first, and so he's not spamming spells at us while we're trying to get to him. So that magus, it does respawn, so if you want to get his helmet and shield, that's the one you want to kill. So we'll probably do that between episodes as well. But and then we cleared out the rest of the acolytes in the room, and we took care of the gargoyle, and then we took on the mimics one at a time. Yep. They don't really drop much of importance, but I do remember one of them had wilted dusk herbs. I'm trying to remember, what did they have actually? I don't quite remember. It was some good stuff, but I don't quite remember what they had. It's like wilted dusk herb. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. But But we cleared out those 3 mimics. Yep. Hit the lever that unlocked the cages in the main hall. Yep. So we stepped back out and took care of the enemies one at a time. Yep. The first enemy was another mimic. That one dropped a fragrant branch of yore, which means we had, what, 4? We have 5. You might be able to go back and keep the unpetrify those last 2 guys. We'll see. We'll see. Yep, so that first mimic dropped a fragrant branch of yore, then we dealt with a basilisk, and then a enhanced undead, who we just like you chuck the spears at him. Yeah, chuck the spears at him just to get him away from the other ogre, because you don't want to fight him and the ogre at a time. No, you don't want that. So we took care of the enhanced undead. He dropped the twinkling titanite. Took care of the ogre. I don't think he drops anything. Took care of the giant corrosive bug, which I think he just dropped a corrosive urn. Then we dealt with the last mimic on the other end, which gave us another Black Witch's staff, which we already had from the undead crypt. And then after that, we went back to the other end of the hall. We didn't rest because I didn't want to fight anything else, so we went towards the exit, and another ogre busted out. Another little jump scare type thing. But yep, so took care of him, picked up the items in that room, which I don't think was much of anything. And then we got ready for the Guardian Dragon fight. Yeah, Guardian Dragon. Not much to say about it. It's just a basic dragon fight. Just try to stick to its legs, avoid its breath attacks, run away when it flies up into the air, rinse and repeat. Although, to be honest, it was probably smarter if we just, busted out our chime and chucked lightning spears at it, because it seemed like those spears did a hefty amount of damage to him. But, yeah, so we did melee him a bit when he was landed, and we did poison him, so poison did finish him off for us. So that's what we like. I like this manslayer. So we got his soul, pressed forward, took care of Invisible Hollow, grabbed the dragon scale, took up the giant elevator, came here to the Ares, where we encountered the Emerald Herald, who gave us the Aged Feather. She told us to, press forward to meet the ancient dragon, because it's sitting there waiting for us. It's sitting up there in Dragon Shrine. It came down to the bonfire, and that was it. That was it. Aldia's Keep. Wow, it's another long episode. Didn't mean for it to take this long, but I knew Aldia Keep wasn't that big of an area, but I didn't think it would take us that long, but oh well. Yep, that was it. Aldia's Keep. Yep. And then next episode we'll probably start off doing Navlin's questline, maybe. I'm trying to think where I could fit it in. Yeah, we'll probably start off with Navlin's questline, and then we'll probably take on the Dragon Ares. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So, probably next episode we'll do Sorcerer's Navlin's questline, because I probably will kill Kale to get his helmet. I don't feel like waiting till the very end of the game to get that. Because Sorcerer Navlin, he gives us some pretty juicy rewards, and his merchant's items are pretty good as well, so I'd rather do that sooner than later, I'll say that. So yeah. And Dragon Ares, actually, the first thing after we do Navlin's questline, we'll go up the ladder here, take a zip line all the way across to the exit of Ares. Because in Scholar of the First Sin, you can actually skip the Ares if you want. You can actually go from here straight to Dragon Shrine. We probably will do that just to avoid the bridge, yeah. Because there's various dragon eggs scattered about the area, and if you break them, I think there's a certain number you have to break. It's not much, but if you break a certain amount, and you try to cross the bridge into the shrine, the dragons will come in and break the bridge, and you're dead. So we'll probably end up crossing that bridge first before going through the Ares, so we can get to the bonfire at the other end, and not have to worry about not breaking the eggs. So yeah, so that's what we'll probably do after Sorcerer and Avalanche. Just skip to the Dragon Shrine, hit the bonfire, the first bonfire there, and just come back here and do the Ares proper. Yeah, so that's the plan. Now that'll be the plan. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.